Good morning, beloveds. It is a fantastic day out there today. I went to physical therapy, and my phone said it was 58, but my car said it was 63. So it's beautiful out there. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. There's a little bit of cloud, but there's plenty of blue sky. It just looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. So, and I know I'm running a little late. I had physical therapy this morning. Today is November 12th. It is Thursday. Our title is Body. Our Bible quote is, "Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you?" And that is 1 Corinthians 6:19. Emerson said that God builds his temple in the heart. And Seneca said that God is to be consecrated in the breast of each. St. Augustine said that the pure mind is a holy temple for God. To realize that God is in us, with us, and for us is the first step towards understanding that we are the temple of the Holy Ghost. Bishop Wilberforce tells us that the conscious mind is the temple of the Christ mind. We must so control the conscious mind that the Christ mind may function through it. We must permit the spirit to control the intellect. Today, I realize that my body is the temple of God, that there is a divine pattern of perfection at the center of my being. I will not think of my physical body as being separated from the spiritual presence. The presence is the cause, the body is the effect, and the two are one. Therefore, I too will exclaim, "In my flesh shall I see God." And from the Science of Mind text, the universe has been called the Great Trinity, or the Triune Unity, the spirit, soul, and body. The body being the result, the effect, the objectification of spirit. And that is from the Science of Mind text, page 98. I find it ironic that I'm doing the body on the day that I went to physical therapy to take care of my body. Because we have a responsibility to take care of the mortal body that carries the soul, the spirit, that carries the everlasting part of us. Because the body that we're in won't last forever. It's not meant to. It is meant to age. It is meant to decay. And it is meant for us to shed it and move on to something else. But while we are in it, we do have a responsibility to take care of it. As we take care of it, so it allows us to carry out whatever it is that our purpose is. Why did we come here? It's like, that's the age-old question. Why did we come here? What is our purpose? What is our goal? Why did we enter into this mortal coil? Because there is work for us to do. And who's to say what that work is? And I'll tell you who's to say. You are. I'm not going to dictate to you what you're supposed to do. Just like I'm not going to let you dictate to me what I'm supposed to do. And I'm not going to let religion do that either. Religion is a guidepost. Spirituality is a guidepost. They are meant to help guide you on your path to fulfilling whatever purpose it is that you came here to do. But the only person who can decide what that purpose is you. And you help fulfill that purpose by, one, listening to the still small voice, and two, what is it that you love to do? Because that's your purpose. Whatever it is that you love to do, that is your purpose. What lights you up? What lights you on fire? What causes your whole being to just warm? That's your purpose. And whether you're paid for that or not, doesn't matter. Because sometimes what our purpose is filters through everything that we do. So sometimes it is part of our job, and it's also part of our extracurricular. Sometimes it is our job, and sometimes it has nothing to do with the job that we do to pay the mortgage. I call the job that I do, and don't get me wrong, it is part of my ministry because I love what I do. I call it my mortgage paying job. And then my spiritual paying job is this kind of stuff. So, but it all feeds me, and it's all part of my purpose. But to do that, we have to take care of the body, which is why I am currently in physical therapy, why I'm seeing a doctor. And I got the news that the running rev is not going to be the running rev for at least 2 more weeks. She said, no, you need to rest it. Cause it's still aggravated, and we're currently working on my back. So, and so I questioned her, like, okay, is running bad for the back? No, as long as your form isn't bad. So, but when I say we have a responsibility to take care of the body, it doesn't have to be crazy. I am not in perfect physical shape. I don't eat quite as well as I could, but I don't beat myself up about it. Yes, I have cookies. I ate 3 of them yesterday, and I was happy about it. But it's within the realm of responsibility. I allow myself the treats within the realm of responsibility. So, because your body is made of spirit, your body is spiritual stuff. So it's a responsibility, but it's also a joy because you're taking care of spirit. And taking care of yourself should be pleasure. It should feel good. And if it doesn't feel good, maybe you want to check in and see if there's a better way to do it. So, know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you. And at no time is this ever designed to make you feel bad about your body. Trust me. Like I said, not physical perfection here. But I want to be comfortable in my own skin and to be able to do the things that I want to do. And that requires a little more work on my part. I do have a structural issue in my spine. So it's requiring extra work. Emerson said, and I love this one, he gives you his sources today. Like he says, Emerson said, and then puts in quotes. Emerson said that God builds his temple in the heart. And Seneca said that God is to be consecrated in the breast of each. St. Augustine said that the pure mind is the holy temple for God. Well, all of that has to be carried around somewhere. Your brain and your heart have to be carried around in something. We can't just walk around being brains and hearts. That would be weird. And nothing would get done. To realize that God is in us, with us, and for us is the first step towards understanding that we are the temple of the Holy Ghost. So your body is a temple. And how much care are you taking of that temple? And that's not meant to make you feel, because it's like some people get weird about the tattoos. No, if you have been into some of these gorgeous Baroque temples that are covered in these artworks, well, that's all tattoos are. They are artwork. So, there's no standard for the body. It's like the body has to look this way. Nope. All you have to do is make sure that the body functions and is comfortable for you. So as the body, if the body is allowing you to do what you want to do, cover it in tattoos, cover it in piercings, whatever it is that makes you happy, it is your temple to decorate the way you want. As long as it is getting you where you need to do and where you need to be. And it is not getting in the way of your spiritual practice. That's one of the reasons why I'm working with a doctor now. Because the pain had gotten to the point that it was interfering with the spiritual practice. And I can't have that. I got work to do. Bishop Wilberforce, I've never heard of Bishop Wilberforce. I kind of want to look him up now. Tells us that the conscious mind is the temple of the Christ mind. Okay, so the conscious mind is the temple of the Christ mind. We must so control the conscious mind that the Christ mind may function through it. We must so control the conscious mind. And what that means is being aware of your thoughts. And the more aware of your thoughts you are, then you can go, is that Christ-like thinking or not? And if that's not Christ-like thinking, I don't want to think that anymore. Let me work towards making sure that the Christ mind is the default setting for my conscious mind. It really is about taking the time to examine every thought that comes through your head. Do you have to do it all at once? No. Should you do it when you're tired? Absolutely not. That is what the time of spiritual practice is for. You set aside a little bit of time and you're like, okay, let me look at these thoughts. Is that a Christ-like thought? No. Where is that coming from? And then root it out. Pull that weed. So that's what they mean by controlling your conscious mind. Being aware of the thoughts that are simmering in the back of your head. So that the Christ mind becomes our default setting for our conscious mind. We must permit the spirit to control the intellect. Now, that's an interesting phrase. We must permit the spirit to control the intellect. Because are you guilty of overthinking? Oh yeah. I overthink way too often. It really is about the balance of the head and the heart. It really is about balancing the thoughts and the emotions. And it really is when one or the other is out of balance, then things aren't working. And that's exactly what's going on with the body right now, is I am out of balance because one of my knees is not happy. So it's making the other one work harder to compensate. And one of my hips is slightly, which is making everything out of balance. So balancing your head and your heart, and then watching. It's like, okay, so I didn't actually care for that thought. Let me trace that thought back to its root. And then let me deal with that root. Is there something in the mind, in the body, or the heart? Is there something in my environment? Is there something that I am doing that I need to fix? Because that's what I'm learning with this whole knee, is like when I am tired, then I have to get in and out of the car differently than when I'm fresh and awake. Because when I'm tired, I'm more likely to hurt myself if I'm not careful. So, it is about balance. It is about balance, which that's why cookies, because cookies are part of the balance. If I never let myself have a cookie, I'd be miserable. I like cookies. I don't like cookies all the time. Balance. Balance between the head and the heart. Balance between the conscious and the subconscious. Balance between the mind and the body. Balance between you and your environment. Today I realized that my body is the temple of God, that there is a divine pattern of perfection at the center of my being. This is what Dr. Goswami would call the bliss body. So when your body is not functioning the way you want it to, then you reach up through the layers into that divine pattern, because your body has a divine pattern. And does it look like the commercials? Probably not. It's a bliss body. It's your divine pattern, not what the media has told you. So when your body doesn't look or feel the way, and I'm more about the way it feels than the way it looks. If my body is working, I don't care what it looks like. So if your body is not, then reach up into that divine pattern. Go to spirit in treatment and say, this body that carries our spirit is not functioning. What is the guidance that I need to make it the true temple for that spirit that we are? And then listen. That's the secret. Put that cookie down. Put that third cookie down. That's for me, not for y'all. Eat as many cookies as you want within reason. I will not think of my physical body as being separated from this spiritual presence, But that also means that I'm not going to, so what that means is I'm not going to think about my body as discardable trash. It is not. It is spirit made in a divine pattern to carry our head and our heart, to carry our mind, our body, and our soul. It is not separated from the spiritual presence. The presence is the cause, the body is the effect, and the two are one. Therefore, too, I will exclaim, in my flesh shall I see God. See your body as that temple. And your body is that perfect temple for God. So, be responsible, be reasonable, do what you want, as long as it feels right. I'm not even going to say feels good, because trust me, 3 cookies feels good, but it's not always right. I don't do it every day. Once a week. And usually it's only 2. My husband felt guilty. And I let him. So, okay. The universe has been called the Great Trinity, or the Triune Unity of spirit, soul, and body. The body being the result, the effect, the objectification of spirit. That's from the Science of My Text. So your body is absolutely a gift from God. And sometimes it may not feel like it. And sometimes we encounter challenges with our body that make us question whether they're gifts or not. I will give you a prime example. I have a friend she was diagnosed with MS. And if I told her that her body was a gift from spirit, she would absolutely tell me, no, this is not a gift from spirit. This body doesn't work. But then another time, she might say, but I've learned so much. There are things within our body that we cannot control. There are experiences that we have that we cannot control. So, yes, our body is a gift from spirit. What happens to the body when in situations like that, that's not on spirit. That's also not on us. When you have a diagnosis like MS, don't spiritual bypass and blame yourself on that, or cancer, or anything like that. Do what you need to do to take care of it, and then reach for that divine pattern and keep living your life. So if you do hit that point where you're like, because like I said, I have a structural issue which creates a kind of a daily constant pain. I'm not going to claim that's a gift from spirit. I'm going to claim my body is a gift from spirit. I'm not going to claim that the structural issue is a gift from spirit. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. Oh yeah, I am. I do complain. But I am going to do what I need to do to get the most out of it. I did get excited about the body being a gift from spirit, because it is. But I do want to remind you that there are things that happen to the body. We don't have to call them gifts from spirit. They happen. And then we just have to take the part that is a gift and move on and do what we can. So, and reach for that divine pattern. Always, always, always reach for that divine pattern. Reach for that bliss body. And recognize that even if our temple is old, decayed, and decrepit, and failing, it's still a temple. And it still houses the most amazing spirit ever. That place where you meet God. All right. I'm running late. I don't want to run long. So I am going to move into the process of my day. I'm going to encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. And do something loving, kind, and compassionate for the temple that you walk around in. And frequently that means rest, because that is what I'm learning from this knee injury. As badly as I want to run, what this knee injury has reminded me is that I need to slow down. Because when it starts to burn and when it starts to hurt, I need to sit down. Rest is absolutely something that we can do to take care of our temple. This go, 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 we tend to forget that we are human beings, not human doings. Thank you, Dr. Goswami. I always encourage people to look up Dr. Amit Goswami. He is a fascinating man. Fascinating man. He's a nuclear physicist who is interested in combining Western medicine with Eastern spirituality and quantum mechanics. So, check him out. He was one of my interesting teachers. They were all my favorite teachers, but he was one of my more interesting teachers. I thoroughly enjoyed his classes. So, do something to engage your mind and your body today. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you you live in heaven now. And because the weather is pretty fantastic right now, I would encourage you to open your windows and let some fresh air in. We've been closed up for too long. So, loving, kind, compassionate, you are a beloved child of Spirit in whom Spirit is well pleased. And that body you wear is a gift from Spirit. Take care of it. All right, beloveds? Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back at 9 a.m. and I should be on time tomorrow instead of 10 minutes late. Thank you for bearing with me. Have a wonderful day, beloveds.